Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be creating a snippet roll. Now I haven't made one of these before, so I thought I would try it, and they come in handy for, if you make them neutral and you're doing a journal and you just want something to fill a spot or whatever, you can cut or tear your snippet roll and then add some embellishments to it that match with the journal you're creating. Now I've got this piece of cardstock that is joined up pieces. I used this to make the cover for the last journal I created, and this is what was left over. I'm going to leave the plain side plain, and I'm going to use this pattern side to do my embellishing. So first of all, we need to cover the background with papers. So just I'm looking for something that will just fill up the gap. Now I'm going to be working sideways because it's too hard to try and work the other way. So I'm just going to tear pieces, and I don't mind if it sticks over the edge a little bit at this stage, so I'm quite happy with that. That's okay. I mean, these pieces, I'm not going to leave that big piece on there, so let's just tear that off about there and stick it down. So you most of the people that I've seen do this use a glue stick, but I don't use glue sticks, and although usually I do have one on hand, I don't seem to have one at the moment, so I'm going to have to use glue, and I'm fine with that anyway. Now the other thing is too, of course, that you could ink around each of these pieces as you are adding them to your strip of pattern of your base, whatever your base may be. I mean, your base can be anything. It doesn't have to be cardstock. It can be fabric. It can be book pages. It can be coffee dyed paper. It can be anything that you want. I'm just using what I've got. Now I'm going to add this. Now I'm going for a torn edge. Teared edge, is that such a word? A torn edge, so I will tear the edge of all of my pieces. Now one of the reasons that I'm doing this is, one, because I think they're a great idea for making embellishments for your journals, but also I think it's a great idea to use up your scraps. Everything you can see here is all scraps. Now, as you can see, the bit that's overhanging is white. When I've actually finished sticking this all down, I'll probably come along and ink all of that, just to I'm going to put a plain piece on here. That's big. You can vary your size of your pieces. They don't all need to be the same size, and probably it's more interesting if they're not. So adjust your sizes, vary your sizes, make it a little more interesting. Perhaps I'll put that down there. Then I'll put something skinny down here. You can use, this is, I think it's tea dyed paper or something. It's a paper that I dyed that I wasn't impressed. Oh, I know what it was. It was, I tried dyeing with beetroot, I think it was, and the first lot came out terrific, but the second lot not so good, so I don't know what was so different, but anyway, it may have been beetroot, it may have been something else, I can't remember. Oh, we've got a bit of collage paper there. just tear the edge of that. This is actually a digital, it's not actually collage paper, so it's just a print of a digital. It's in one of my digital kits. I should be putting these little bits somewhere separate, shouldn't I? Otherwise I'm going to have to fossick through it all to find them in the end. What's everyone been up to? It's what, the middle of September already. So if I make that there. Yeah, so the year's certainly flying by, isn't it? Okay. Now maybe some book page on there. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll put this on fast forward because watching me stick paper to a strip of cardstock is probably not that riveting. So I will, I'll either fast forward or cut it out, one or the other, so you don't have to watch it. But I think I'll probably just fast forward it. So that you can see my process. Okay, so I have finished collaging all of my background papers on. I have added also a little bit of vellum, 2 pieces there, I just had sitting in my scrap bin. Now I did try inking it and you can see where there's glue and things it doesn't look good. So I'm going to trim this all off so that it's level with the edge of the cardboard strip. Okay, I'm going to go and do that and then I'll be back with the next step. Okay, so I have done that, I've trimmed it up and I have inked around the edges back and front. Now I'm going to do some stamping on here. I've got an assortment of stamps out. I've got this Papercraft, it's called Tiny Dot. I have got this one, no, I don't know what brand it is, it's a larger dot. I've got this one which is a rubber stamp, that's a text. Kazaz, that brand is. And this uniquely creative one that's called Grid. So, and I'm going to use my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. So I'm just going to stamp these randomly. start with this one. I'm not looking for a full pattern, and I'm certainly not looking to completely cover the whole strip. Okay, so that will do for that one. I may not use all of the stamps, depends how they go. Depends how much space I cover. Now, I might try something other. I'll try the text one next. So I'm just going to roll this up and just stamp here and there like that. I've stamped on the vellum there. Just work my way down like so. So you can use as many stamps or as few stamps or no stamps if you really don't want to use stamps. But I just think it adds a little bit of extra interest. I haven't used this one before, so it'll be a bit certain to get off. I haven't used this one before either, so probably can't see that. Plenty of stamping down that area already. Maybe a little bit here. Maybe a little bit in here. Okay. That will do, I think. I don't think I'll use that tiny dots. Okay. So that's our next step, stamping. Oh, why not? Let's have a go. Do you get like that? Do you think, oh, I'm here now, I may as well do it? And in the end, you end up doing more than you really wanted to. And so you end up with something that you think to yourself, oh, I should have stopped half an hour ago. Oh, deepers, creepers. Certainly wouldn't want to have a cheap stamp, would you, if you've got to pull it like that to get it off? That's nice. Probably my favourite. Put it over some smaller dots over the bigger dots too. Okay. That's definitely it. No more. Now I'm going to, I want to add some lace to this now, so I'm going to go and collect up some lace. I don't know whether I'll just add lace or whether I'll add fabric as well, but I'll go and collect up some things and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some burlap. I've got some coffee dyed lace. I think they were doilies, and I've cut them up, and I've got some overall lace. So I'm going to just add some of these pieces. I'll start off with some burlap, I think. I'm just going to add some thin pieces along the edges, and I will fray them out. I won't mind if I'll actually encourage them to hang over the edge of the snippet roll. So probably can't see that, so I'm going to attach that like that so it does hang over the edge. I've got my fabric glue here to do this with. Okay, so I had to take that out to my husband to get it off. It didn't want to come off. I'm going to work my way down my snippet roll now, just adding pieces of burlap, some of that coffee dyed doily, some of the all over lace, just in random areas. No rhythm or rhyme to where I'm putting it. My fabric glue does run out, and I ended up swapping over to the art glitter glue. I've used art glitter glue before with fabrics and it works perfectly well, so that's why I wasn't too bothered about using it. Yeah, so yeah, I haven't got any sort of, there's no sort of pattern or anything to adding this on. I've just put it in random places just where I thought I might like it. Rightio. Now I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to let that dry and then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to do some stitching on it. When I've got that done, I'll bring it back. Okay, before I stitch, I decided I wanted to add some labels. So I will just place some labels on here. Just an assortment of labels. This little book of papers here. So, first of all, this is a sticker, so I don't like the white edges. I'm going to cut them off. And I will add some glue to the back once I've got the sticker off of the background. They are pretty sticky, but I don't want to run the risk of it peeling off at some stage when I'm trying to use it. Let's pop that there. Oh, I meant to ink around it. I will do that. Now for this one, let's ink around it. Just helps them to stand out a little bit from the background. So this is sort of embellishing, so this is the basic embellishing. The feature or the main feature of the embellishing will be added when I'm ready to add it to a journal. I'm going to add this one to the edge and I'm going to wrap it around. I can go on there like that, and I will wrap that around to the back. What else have we got here? Sync this up. It's a bit weird working on this sideways, but we'll be fine. Put this on there sideways like that. Do that. This is one of those stickers again. Okay, got some tiny labels here as well. We have one up there. Okay. Might put another one. No. Let's get the first layer on first, eh? Okay, so what else have we got here? We've got a number. Oh, that was weird. Put that one ways there or there. I think I need something there. These are stamps that I've just stamped onto white cardstock. You can colour them as you just saw me do with any colour you like. Not the greatest at cutting circles, but it's a piece of fabric on a piece of card. Like that. So we're just adding layers and layers on here. I think we need, I'll just put that there, but I think I might pop that one there. Maybe something like that. It's got like a drop shadow on it, and I don't think it really suits it. You can put as many or as few of these embellishments on as you like. You might just like to cover the whole strip with like coffee dyed paper and go from there. Okay, something here. What's it got in here? Got a green, and we've got a little watercolour swatch. Put it on sideways. Never mind. What do we got here? Got some florals. the front. Got a brain, I'd be dangerous, as the saying goes. I'm going to put something over there. What is that? Okay, let's have a look what we've got. I think I'd like something hanging over there. Right. When is enough enough, eh? I'm going to call that done for the moment. I'm going to let that dry and then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch. When I've done that, I'll be back. Okay, so it's all dry and I have done some stitching on here. I've stitched zigzag all down the edges and then at various places throughout I've done some either cross stitching or down stitching here and there. So just wherever I felt like I wanted to put something, I did some stitching. So you can see it better on the back, what I've done. I've left the threads on there. I figured that when it comes time for me to use this in a journal, I can decide whether I want the threads on there or not. Now, I also decided that I want to put some splattering on it, so I've got my trusty box here that I use for this sort of thing, and I'm just going to lay this in here. I've mixed up some paint here. This is acrylic paint, antique gold, and I've watered that down with some water, of course, and now I'm going to use my fan brush. Okay, so I'm going to use my fan brush. I should wet this first. I haven't got a water container here to wet it in, so I'm just going to spray it. It's wet. Now load it up with my gold paint and just splatter here and there. I don't really want to overdo it, but knowing me, I probably will. I'm just going all along. I just need to let that dry. I think I've come to the end of the paint. Let me get the last bit. I don't know about you, but when I do this, I end up with paint everywhere. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry and then I'll come back. I've basically finished. That's all I plan on doing for now, because as I said, I'm going to just use this as a base, and when I want to use it, I'll add the you know, the floral or the whatever it is that I'm going to use to tie this strip into the journal I'm making. Alright, back soon. Okay, so there we go. There's my little snippet roll for today. It's about 1 metre long. So, yeah, plenty there. It's dry now. The gold doesn't really hit you in the face, but it's there, you know, along with the stamping and all the other things that are in there. It's a bit hard to show you. But I will put some photos at the end if you wanted to check it out. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed that video. I've enjoyed making this actually. It's one of those things that I've been putting off, thinking, you know, it's a bit frightening. But now that I've done it, it's not so bad after all. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.